Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss Susie's debut record, Sounds Like Bourbon. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Tim Swyat, Susie Youngson, and Lenny Eckstein.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey.
Hey, so we're going to have some fun today. Susie is here. She's very exciting that she's got an album coming out. As we record this, it'll actually be out by the time you're listening to this, so you'll be able to hear some music. She's going to play some for us today and go out. And once you hear that, you'll probably shut down the podcast and need to go out and buy, and then come back to us. So if you leave us to go buy Susie's music, just pause it, then come back. That'll be the deal.
Yeah, listen to the album, then come back.
Yeah, exactly. So, Susie, you've got some of your band members here today. Tell us who's here.
I do. I have Ben Rattle Hoover, and he is on guitar and has actually played on a lot of the ABV things that we've done. You've heard him on the Kindred Spirit soundtrack. He's
part of our stable of musicians, apparently.
Yes.
That's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
The house band.
Blending is trending. And I also have Kristen Gill, and she is our violin player, and she is also on Blending is trending as well. And they are both phenomenal musicians, and I'm so lucky to know them and to have them here.
How do you know them? How did you meet these folks?
Well, we met through church.
Okay. That's a good way to meet.
So sometimes we play church music together. And then one day I came up to a bunch of them and said, hey, I'm going to do this whiskey music film thing. Would you guys be interested in playing on it? And they were like, all right. So now we kind of have dual lives where we play church music and whiskey music.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
I've seen the movie Rockstar. You know, most of the heavy metal bands, everything started at church and gospel singing, so it just makes sense.
That's right. We're just following in the long line of church.
You got to work those pipes somehow. It's great.
To do other things.
So, tell us a little bit about this record here, Susie. Is there going to be a tour at some point? Some of the folks, or what do you think is going to happen promotional wise with this thing?
Well, I would love to play live music again one day. I feel like that'll happen more regularly. But yeah, I just kind of, the way the album came about was when I had been doing the soundtracks for Kindred Spirits, there was the song Still. And then I just kind of played her. And then when we did some filming for the Neely family story, another song came out of that. And then I kind of just started writing more songs about bourbon and whiskey and sort of my experience with things, and then just sort of some fun drinking songs. And I thought, well, how many of these can I crank out? And so I just started writing kind of song after song, and then realized, well, I could put a bunch of these together and do an album. So I called a friend of mine, his name is Les Newby, and he's a producer, and he and I sat down and kind of worked out instrumentation for a bunch of these. We had only ever played those songs live. You might have heard Ben and Kristen play with me on Facebook last summer. We did a bunch of these songs, and then decided to kind of rearrange them and make them more, produced. So we did that over the past year, and then I'm just putting it out there for people to have fun with. I don't really have a goal with this. I just thought, I'm going to throw these out here. If people have fun with them, great. If we get to play them live some places, great. I would love to go play at a bourbon festival somewhere. I think that would be really fun. because I think that the audience that would get these would be at those events. But I really don't have, like, I'm not trying to be a rock star. I mean, I think I'm a little bit past my prime on that.
I am.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
I've got 2 kids in college, and I'm fine with being a rock star. I need to pay for it.
So, I mean, the Grammy buzz early here. Now it's very early, but the Grammy buzz is real. I've been hearing a lot of things in the industry.
Totally.
Bourbon album of the year.
Oh, yeah, I could have my own category and just.
You're gonna sweep it. Yeah.
Songwriter of the year is up in there. Accompaniment in background of the year. I mean, there's a lot of chatter.
Oh, I love it.
Absolutely.
Susie won't be talking to us anymore if all that happens.
No,
Susie, it's your old friend Steve. I'm sorry, this number has been disconnected. Well, very cool stuff. Exciting that what you got going on. And yeah, I think you got the right attitude. You just do what you love. And who knows what'll happen. I mean, that's when I started writing. That's exactly what I did. I didn't really have a focus. I spent my whole life wanting to be a writer, never doing anything about it. And then when I finally got the chance, I just started writing. And I don't know, then things kind of took care of themselves. So yeah, that's very well what may happen here for you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's the fun thing. And, making artistic stuff, it's cool. It's cool. So making things that other people can enjoy, it just doesn't get any better than that. So I like it. All right. Well, guess what, Susie? It's still time to drink. We drink on the show. We got to get you ready for your performance. So yes. I'm sure you gotta have something to drink. What do you got there?
I am drinking some Gift Shop Neely family spiced cross buns.
Spiced cross buns. Oh, yeah. Very nice.
And it's well loved, so I don't know. Let's see.
Okay. All right. That's pretty good. That's not bad. All right, Tim, what do you got?
I'm going to kick tonight off with a little Deer Hammer. Recently arrived in the mail. The single malt whiskey port cask finish.
Oh, we have a new lead.
So much better at sea level.
Yeah, there you go. McNew, what do you got?
I don't think I'll do much. I have some Blade and Bow, very well loved. It's almost a bottle kill level, so probably not much here.
Oh, you're correct. Not much there. Lenny, what do you got?
Oh, let's see. I've got a bottle of State 38 straight rye whiskey, uncut, unfiltered, and pretty cool label on this one.
That is a cool label.
Yeah, State 38. They're out of Golden, Colorado.
Okay.
That was a good pop for Lenny.
Yeah, that was. It's not going to be enough to take over Tim, but it's still like you're leading anyway because it's your bottle. So
I agree.
I've got some Deer Hammer here. This one's getting low too. I don't know. This is probably got 2 more pours, especially if it was last show pours. But let's see here what we got. No, nice baritone there, Lenny. But that's not going to be enough to take over Tim. So Tim takes it. So there you go.
Oh, well. Finally, salute everyone.
Cheers, gang. All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more to Susie, and then we're going to hear some music. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
This is Kathy Cool, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we have Susie Youngson and her new album and her band.
Yes, we do. So, Susie, tell us what we're going to be hearing here and what to expect, what inspired this first song, that type of thing.
Okay, sure. So the first song that we are going to do is Bottom Shelf Blues. And this is kind of the first single off the album, I guess you could call it. And there's actually, it's the one that has the music video out on the YouTube channel. So if you want to see that, my friend Ian put that together and we had a good time. I had to walk up, we were at this Red Mountain Park that's very rocky and hilly. And I decided for some reason I wanted to shoot part of it there, but I was in heels. So walking this trail in heels was, there would be some good outtakes if we kept those.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
McNew knows all about heels and rocky areas, correct?
This is true.
It works out well, doesn't it? Yeah.
So there's not a whole lot of story behind this one. It's just sort of, I think we have all been in the place where we have needed to kind of drink to forget somebody, and so sometimes the best go-to is something from the bottom shelf. So you can be thinking about what your favorite bottom shelf choice would be, and that could be your inspiration for this one.
Okay, very good.
I've got the bottom shelf blues, kind of find when I'm inclined to getting over you, and I've paid my share of the broken-hearted dues. Now I'm left with the bottom shelf blues. So keep them strong and keep them coming. I want that pounding in my head to drown the sound of your I love yous. I wish you'd never said, 'cause I've got those bottom shelf blues, kind of find when I'm inclined to getting over you, and I've paid my share of the broken-hearted dues. Now I'm left with the bottom shelf blues. I know that I'll be dry come Monday, and I'll find a way to cure this ache. Tonight I'm living in the someday, so pour another big mistake, 'cause I've got those bottom shelf blues, the kind of find when I'm inclined to getting over you, and I've paid my share of the broken-hearted dues. Now I'm left with the bottom shelf blues. treated me. So load me up on 101, 'cause I've decided that I'm done. At least until tomorrow comes tonight. I'm choosing me, and I've got the bottom shelf blues. Kinda fine when I'm inclined, getting over you. And I've paid my share of the broken-hearted dues. Now I'm left with the bottom shelf blues. Oh, I'm left with the bottom shelf
Yeah.
What?
Hell
That was
no.
amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow, that was great. That was like studio quality. Just
Oh, good, good.
over
It's
Zoom.
so hard to get good sound over
Yeah, it was
this.
cool.
No, it's great.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
You could tell we were dealing with a true professional artist, because I think it was mid-second verse, and for our listening audience, you couldn't see it. There was a check of the Apple Watch there clearing out some notifications and text messages.
I was trying to
Well,
turn
not
on
losing a beat?
Somebody was texting me. I was like, no, stop. Yeah.
Never skipped a beat.
So that was your notifications going off. Okay, I was glad it wasn't one of ours.
Having to do things live like at church all the time. It's just you just learn how to just we're singing in masks and sucking in fabric, and so you just learned to deal.
Yeah. So I got like major like, if you know who the Civil Wars are, who they were.
Yes.
Yeah, you
love them.
sound like them, like the fiddle, the guitar, your voice. Oh my God, like major
that's
Civil Wars vibes. Love it.
Oh, well, thank you. That's a huge compliment. They're awesome. I'm a big fan.
Very nice.
I feel like you absolutely have to play at a bourbon festival sometime soon.
Oh.
And if not that, certainly a national distillery tour.
Ooh,
Yeah, National
that would
Distillery
be really
Tour. That's
fun.
Better.
Maybe get over to Colorado.
Absolutely.
That would be
Doing the summer, though. Touring in the winter in Colorado. Too many passes. Too much snow.
True. I can help you book those though, so that'll be nice.
If the Dant family's listening, I'm sure the Amp's got some open dates.
The Amp, there you go.
There we go.
Oh, all right. I would have to take these two with me, so I gotta make sure they're clear. But that would be fun.
Yeah. Hard Truth Hills in Indiana has some concert space too.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a little place in Buena Vista that's got some. Nice little area to play.
We know some people.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I feel like I have 4 managers, and I'm really excited about this.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. Very nice.
Thanks. Well, we got one more.
Okay.
And this one is from the Neely family story. When we were filming Kindred Spirits, we got to hear some of the incredible background of their family history. And while I was listening to that, I got really inspired to write this next song, but I was having trouble remembering the details, so I was hoping you guys could kind of help me fill things in as we go.
Sure.
So I know that there was a feud between the Neelys and another family.
The Allens.
The Allens, yes.
Yeah.
And I guess it was more of was it a turf war?
Yeah, a lot of that stuff, happens, and what tends to happen in these feuds too is, these family feuds, there's like territories, moonshine territories, and if you get caught selling in the other one, this causes problems, and selling to the other one's customers. But then you also have some crossover. You get two families, and as the families expand, there ends up being some love interest between the two, even though you're not supposed to. So there's some of that kind of stuff going on, some friendliness, and then some not so. And yes, there was a big brouhaha. They were having a party at the Neely house, and where it was like a husbands and wives, so like everyone was there. And one of the Allens who had a problem with the Neelys decided to come over during that time. Robert Allen, the main guy, and came over and ended up shooting and killing what would have been Royce's great great grandfather, and then injuring one of his great uncles. So that left two young boys without a father. And that was Royce's grandfather, and then his great uncle, and they had Robert Allen in jail, and the Neelys were banding together and saying they're going to burn down the jailhouse and get him out of there and kill him. So the U.S. Marshals stepped in and moved him under the cover of darkness. Robert Allen actually testified that he thought he was being killed then when they came in under the cover of darkness and snuck him out. But that was actually the U.S. Marshals that took him, and they put him in a different county, and they didn't say where it was. And the Neely boys, again, Royce's great grandfather, who Royce was alive during his great grandfather lived till he was like 101, and Royce, he passed away when Royce was like 6. So there's a photo of those two together along with Royce's grandfather and his father, which is cool. 4 generations of the Neelys. But they got word that that Robert Allen was going to be getting out of jail, and most people would turn to the family and say, "Here's where it's going to happen." But they thought once it gets out, it'll get back to him. There'll be a leak in somewhere. So Royce's great grandfather and his brother, and his great grandfather was only 14 at the time. His older brother was 17 at the time, and they decided that they were going to take care of this themselves. So they heard when he was getting off, and then waited at his house. And when he showed up, sure enough, he showed up on a horse, shows up, goes in his house, and the great uncle, the older of the two, said, "I'm going to bust through the door and I'm going to take care of it. But if he flees out the back door, you got to be there and shoot him." And sure enough, the great uncle busts in the front door, and here comes Robert Allen running out the back door. And up stepped the 14-year-old hiding behind a tree, stepped up and shot and killed him. And they took Robert Allen and took him, tied rocks to him, and dropped him in a creek thing, and where they then used to take the family to vacation. And they asked, and he said, "You know why we used to do that? So you could piss and shit on Robert Allen's head, buried down in that water." So yeah, that's pretty funny stuff.
That is my favorite line in the entire Kindred Spirits.
It's like a surprise, right?
Yeah.
You didn't know that was coming.
Yeah.
Right out of Romeo and Juliet.
Listening to that, I definitely got inspired to write a song.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm disappointed that piss and shit didn't end up in the lyrics.
Well, I'm sorry. I had to keep it a little bit clean. I didn't want the big E. I didn't want the E next to my song. So
you didn't want Tipper Gore coming after you. You and Two Live Crew would be on her shit list at that point.
Yes. Yeah.
Dee Snider when we need him.
Yeah, exactly.
I can do a remix, and I'll rap, and it'll have all the bad words. Yeah. Okay. So this is called "Sink It in the River," and it is, basically an homage to that story.
Okay.
Wash it away, wash it away, sink it in the river, oh my soul. Wash it away, wash it away. Way down deep where the moon don't shine, I'll take yours 'cause you took mine. An eye for an eye in this world gone blind. God all night, brother, take your time. Sink it in the river, oh my soul. Wash it away, wash it away. Sink it in the river, oh my soul. Wash it away, wash it away. You got 9 lives, but I've got one. Black cat high, 'cause you can't run. And say your prayers when the day is done. Mama told me I'm the chosen one. Sink it in the river, oh my soul. Wash it away, wash it away. Sink it in the river, oh my soul. Wash it away, wash it away. Wait in the water, wait in the water, children, wait in the water. There is trouble in the water. Finger on the trigger and it's hard to breathe. I can see the devil staring back at me. One shot of redemption's gonna set us free. Down in the river, gonna wash you clean. Sink it in the river, oh my soul. Wash it away, wash it away. Sink it in the river, oh my soul. Wash it away, wash it away. Wait in the water, wait in the water, children, wait in the water. There is trouble in the water. In the water.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Great stuff. Great
Thank
stuff,
you.
Susie.
The clean
Yes.
version.
Really awesome. So I think people are interested in this. Where can they pick up a copy and download the songs, those type of things?
Yeah, it is available on all of the streaming sites. When you start, this is kind of my first foray into putting this stuff out there myself. And when you sign up through these sites, they're like, where do you want to stream? Amazon, iTunes, Spotify. So
All of the
those,
above?
but also like 60 other ones. There are ones that are like specific to like New Zealand and Europe. So basically anywhere around the world where you can stream music, you can find this.
That's cool. That's cool. What about licensing? So somebody is, there's a lot of people making documentaries and TV shows and all that kind of stuff, and they listen to our show. Maybe they want to reach out to you and talk to you about licensing one of the songs for some work they're working on. How do they do that?
Absolutely. You contact me. I'm a member of ASCAP, and we figure it out from there.
Okay. Very nice. Very cool stuff. Well, I really, really enjoyed the music, and being able to see it live is really cool. And yeah, you are great musicians, because that was really spot on tonight. So excellent work.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Well done.
All right. Well, we'll wrap this show up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Tim, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me under the corporate private events site on abvnetwork.com or on Instagram at swyguy2112.
All right. I got some business cards for you today. So
Looking forward to
get those
seeing
up
it.
your way. They look nice, man. Oh, yeah.
Very
Things
nice.
are going to
I
be
like 'em.
happening. Things are going to be happening. All right. And usually when I get someone business cards, they're usually let go from the organization within
See if it's
this will be the last time we hear from Tim. So
It's been nice knowing everybody.
you can't believe how many times that's happened. Lenny, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me and Deerhammer Distillery on all the social media at Deerhammer, on the web at deerhammer.com, where you can also order our full lineup of whiskey. And anyone listening to this that feels so inclined, if you place an order and use the code Bourbon Daily, that'll be $5 flat rate shipping on anything you want.
Whoa. Now that's
Whoa.
That's a
that's
great
where they
deal.
get you. That shipping is
It's that one, Tim.
Whoa.
Whoa.
okay. Now you're going to remember to do this. Last time you said promoting one of these on the show, I tried to buy with it and it didn't work, and I didn't buy that. It was like over the 4th of July.
Blame the website.
What's that?
Blame the website. I did it.
You did it. Okay.
Trying to scoff off the blame.
Okay. Yeah, sure. It's easier just blame it on someone else randomly. But when you're the only person in charge of the whole thing. It's easy to do. Susie, anything on a personal basis you want to share? You talked about your album and downloading the songs and all that kind of stuff. Anything else?
Yeah, I think it's important to know that this is actually being released under the name Susie Cousins.
Susie
So
Cousins.
I have recently made a life change, and so my new name is Susie Cousins. So you can still find me at Sounds Like Bourbon, but look for everything under Susie Cousins. And the album name is Sounds Like Bourbon, which is also my Instagram handle.
Yes. I think I messed that up in our show notes here.
I am working on it right now.
Which bothered me very much until I see Susie's Zoom. She hasn't corrected it on her Zoom yet. So then I didn't feel as bad.
I haven't. Y'all, literally, things were signed today. So not totally.
I got you, Susie. I'm fixing it for today.
Yeah. I'm going to blame someone else. I mean, it's
Blame
it's
me
gotta be
because
McNew.
I still haven't got it all figured out.
Okay.
But
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. McNew, how about you? Where can people find you?
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, events, our shop, so much more, abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind our audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right. Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you very soon. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Nice.
Out. Peace. Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.